Did you know that Johnny Depp, the man who gave life to Captain Jack Sparrow in Pirates of the Caribbean, has lived a real-life story far more dramatic than any of his films? Behind the charm, the humor, and the pirate swagger lies a man whose love life has been a storm of passion, heartbreak, and scandal. He's been in more than a dozen relationships, but one of them cost him almost everything: his reputation, his peace, and his career. It was a love so intense, it turned into a battle for survival. And what began as romance ended as war. But to understand how Johnny Depp got there, we need to go back to where it all began. Before fame, before fortune, before heartbreak ever touched his world. Johnny Depp didn't plan to be a movie star. Born in Owensboro, Kentucky, and raised in Florida, his first love was music. He joined a rock band called The Kids and dreamed of becoming a rock legend. But fate had other plans. Through his first wife, makeup artist Laurie and Allison, he met Nicolas Cage, the man who encouraged him to try acting. It was a small step that changed his entire life. In 1984, Depp landed his first role in A Nightmare on Elm Street. A few years later, 21 Jump Street made him a teen heartthrob overnight. But the fame he always thought he wanted came with a curse. Everyone wanted a piece of him, and privacy was gone. As his career took off, so did his romantic life. Each love story came with new lessons, new wounds, and new temptations. And while the world saw success, behind the scenes his relationships were slowly shaping and breaking the man he would become. Because every love that lifted him up also pulled him down a little further. Johnny married Laurie and Allison at just 20 years old. She was 6 years older, steady, grounded, and already in the Hollywood scene. Laurie helped him find his footing, even introducing him to the connections that launched his career. But when fame knocked, it also pushed their love aside. Depp's long hours on set and sudden celebrity status created distance neither of them could fix. By 1985, the marriage ended quietly. They divorced amicably, but this was the start of a pattern: Depp falling deeply, moving fast, and burning out even faster. Little did he know, this calm ending would be the last peaceful breakup he'd ever have. Fresh from his divorce, Johnny fell into Hollywood's fast lane, first dating actress Sherilyn Fenn, then Dirty Dancing star Jennifer Grey. Both romances began like movie scenes, fiery, romantic, full of promise. He even got engaged to Jennifer. But fame began to shift him. Jealousy, missed flights, late nights, and unpredictability crept in. Jennifer later described him as charming but haunted, someone who could be deeply loving one day and self-destructive the next. Their engagement ended abruptly. And soon, Depp's next love would become the one everyone thought would last forever. In 1989, Johnny met 17-year-old Winona Ryder at a movie premiere. He was 26, already famous, and captivated. They fell fast. Within 5 months, he proposed. Together they starred in Edward Scissorhands, where their on-screen love mirrored their real one, raw, poetic, and intense. He tattooed Winona Forever on his arm, and for a while, it looked like Hollywood's perfect fairy tale. But with fame came pressure. The paparazzi followed them everywhere, and Depp's temper and drinking began to cause friction. By 1993, the couple split. Winona said later that the media attention and their youth destroyed what could have been something beautiful. Johnny changed his tattoo to Wino Forever, a symbol of how pain turned into self-destruction. This breakup left scars, the kind he'd carry into every relationship after. Then came Kate Moss, the supermodel of the decade. Together they were the embodiment of chaos and chemistry. Their love was electric, but it was also explosive. They were inseparable until they weren't. In 1994, Depp made headlines after police found a trashed hotel room with Moss inside. He was arrested but later released. Friends said their fights were fiery, their makeups passionate, and their nights blurred with excess. They loved recklessly, too much, too hard, too fast. When they finally split in 1998, Kate admitted she cried for years. Johnny later confessed he never properly cared for her emotions. And just when he thought he'd never find peace again, love found him in the most unexpected way. In 1998, while filming The Ninth Gate in France, Johnny met French singer and actress Vanessa Paradis. Unlike his previous partners, Vanessa was calm, grounded, and private. She became his anchor. Together they built a family. Their daughter Lily Rose was born in 1999, and their son Jack in 2002. For the first time, Johnny looked settled. He said, "Vanessa gave me everything: stability, love, and 2 beautiful kids." She inspired him to clean up and focus on his craft. During this time, he starred in some of his greatest roles: Sleepy Hollow, Finding Neverland, and of course, Pirates of the Caribbean. But fame never lets peace last. By 2011, cracks began to show. Reports of Depp's heavy drinking returned. Distance grew as his career took him away for months. And on set of The Rum Diary, he met a new actress, Amber Heard. In 2012, after 14 years together, Vanessa and Johnny announced their separation. There was no drama, no public feud, just quiet heartbreaker. But that silence would soon be replaced by a storm louder than anything he'd ever faced. When Johnny met Amber Heard, she was young, ambitious, and stunning, a rising star in Hollywood. They clicked instantly. She reminded him of his wild youth, fearless, unpredictable, and magnetic. In 2015, they got married in a private ceremony, and for a while, the world believed Depp had finally found love again. But beneath the smiles, the relationship was unraveling. Reports of explosive fights, jealousy, and temper surfaced. In 2016, Amber filed for divorce and accused Depp of abuse, allegations that he denied. What followed was one of the most public and damaging celebrity battles of the decade. He lost film contracts, was removed from Fantastic Beasts, and Disney distanced itself from Pirates of the Caribbean. The media painted him as violent, unstable, and finished. But Depp didn't stay silent. He fought back, suing both a British tabloid and Amber Heard herself for defamation. The court cases turned his private pain into global spectacle. His text messages, photos, and recordings were played to the world. Years of love turned into years of war. The man once known for his magic on screen was now fighting just to be believed. No other relationship in Johnny's life came close to destroying him like this one. His career collapsed, his finances were drained, and his image as Hollywood's beloved rebel vanished. Friends said he looked lost, betrayed not just by love, but by the very world he helped entertain. Even after the 2022 defamation trial ended in his favor, the scars remained. He'd won legally, but emotionally he'd aged decades. His fans returned, but so did the whispers about the man behind the madness. Because even victory couldn't erase the years he spent as Hollywood's fallen hero. After the dust settled, Depp withdrew from Hollywood's chaos. He turned to what once gave him peace: music. He toured with his band, collaborated with Jeff Beck, and appeared in a few European films. For the first time in years, he looked calm again. He's been linked to a few women since, most notably Joelle Rich, a lawyer who worked on his case, but none confirmed. These days, he speaks less, smiles more, and seems to live for his art rather than the spotlight. It's as if Johnny Depp had to lose everything to finally find himself again. Here's the irony. Johnny Depp built his fame by playing outsiders, rebels, men misunderstood by the world. And in real life, he became one. The same unpredictability that made his characters unforgettable also made his relationships fragile. Each love, each heartbreak, each scandal was another mirror showing him the parts of himself he couldn't control. In the end, the character that defined him, Captain Jack Sparrow, wasn't far from the man himself, charming, broken, and forever searching for freedom. Johnny Depp's story isn't just about Hollywood or heartbreak, it's about how love can lift you to the top and still drag you through the mud. From Laurie and Allison's quiet beginnings to Amber Heard's courtroom chaos, every woman in his life shaped him. Some healed him, some hurt him, and one nearly destroyed him. But what truly defines Johnny Depp isn't the scandal, it's the fight. Against the odds, he stood up when the world turned away, reclaimed his voice, and proved that even when love costs you everything, you can still rise again. Because sometimes the greatest comeback doesn't happen on screen, it happens when the lights go out, and you finally decide who you really are.